What's up? Hey, what's up, you guys? Did your CPA or tax professional show up when it counted most in 2020? Whether you are a business owner or individual, don't forget the importance of having a quality financial professional. Don't just focus on the tax refund this tax season. Let J. Robbins CPA provide you with financial education through tax preparation. Servicing clients across the country, contact their office at 225 650 7306 or visit them online at www.jrobinscpa.com. Let them get you on the right path to financial success. Contact them today. Let's get on with the show.
Whoa, yo, hey, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to the Space City Rottweilers podcast. I am your captain, your host, your main man, Mr. Corey.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back. This is Joanna. How's it going?
What up, JoJo?
How are you, Corey?
I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I am grateful and blessed that we are into another week here in Texas because last week was something
Tell me about it, man.
else. Man, last week was something else.
A
Like
Arctic blast, huh?
me on my end, so everything started, I guess we can say Sunday, but everything really didn't pop off until that Monday.
Yeah.
So, for me that Monday, I lost I lost power like at 6 p.m. I thought I was a lucky one, but I
On
lost power
Monday?
on Monday, yeah. So I
Dang.
lost power at 6 p.m. So everything was just, I was like, you know what? It's 6 p.m. Well, cause I lived in Honduras for like 4 years.
Right.
Over in Honduras, they would turn off the power periodically. So it was just kind of like one of those things that you knew would happen, so you kind of knew how to prepare for it,
Right.
right? So I was like, you know what? All right, it's 6 p.m. I'm done with everything I need to do. Let me just go to sleep. So ended up just going to sleep. Next day I wake up. Now wait, let me run it back. Because of course it was freezing, right? So it's freezing. So at first I just had one cover on me but I layered up on the clothes.
Yeah.
I woke up, it was I couldn't handle it. It was too much. It was too much. So I knew for the next night to layer up some more on the clothes, layer up on the socks, and layer up on those covers. Because throughout the day it was just power was off. So like I could see my neighbors, they were leaving, trying to go somewhere else. I ended up leaving for a little while too, just to check out the damage, looking at the snow all through the ground, and people driving and sliding on it. It was wild. I try not to go too far, but it was wild. So, Target was open, Kroger was open, HEB was open, but like, of course, everywhere else was just closed and shut down. So my water still didn't come back the next day, or well, my water was off too. So that didn't come back until I would say Wednesday morning at 8:30. So I was really blessed for it to be that short amount of time, because considering people now, they may have water but they have to boil their water.
Right.
Like they technically don't have, clean water,
Right.
So it's just a lot of people are still dealing with it right now.
Yeah.
But like luckily on my end, my power and my water came back. My water was clean, everything was good Wednesday morning, so I was able to let all that run out, let it flush out, and then I was able to finally take my bath because whew, it's always good to take a good shower. Especially after that time, it was crazy. It was a lot that happened. It was a lot that happened because even my smoke alarm went off. So everybody in my building, we all had to just run outside trying to see what's going on. And it was just in our building. So it was just wild. We were out there in the freezing cold, smoke alarms going off, firefighters showing up. It was it was it was crazy. It was
It might
crazy.
it might have been the carbon monoxide.
Well,
Huh?
this is what they said. They said it because the power is off that it maybe tripped it, and
Mm,
that's what happened. But like, is that really an answer? You
no,
know what I mean? So like, are we like, if something were to happen, like would, well, I guess so, because it was working, but it was just a weird coincidence. It was different.
right.
It
I mean,
was different, but everybody luckily was, nobody was harmed. Everybody was safe. Everybody in my building was good, so we were able to just come back into our rooms and go on with our life. And this was like at I think it was already dark, so it was like maybe 7 p.m.
wow.
Yeah, so we all had to like peek out, and it's dark, I mean, yeah, this community is safe, but you never really know sometimes. So we were all like peeking out, trying to see what's going on. And I walked out there. I had like a little lantern, so I walked out there trying to see what was going on. And they were like, "Well, it seems like it just got tripped out because there is no power, but everybody's safe, and we're able to see it on our end that everything is good. So y'all are able to go back into your apartments."
Right.
So
And you will
that's
hope
what
they
we
would tell the
did.
truth in that situation.
Right. Right. So I mean, like I said, I'm blessed, that nothing happened within the community, and we were able to get our lights, like our power back on, and the water back on. And it was just a crazy experience. Like, I thought I was able to live through it because I had my quote unquote experience from Honduras, but it's different when you got to deal with that cold.
I was about to say, now they know 15, 16 below whatever degree weather. It don't
Okay.
that was a different monster right there. Cause I know we can be prepared for stuff like that when it comes to like the hurricanes with the power outages and the no water. But to add that extra element with the cold, we
Hmm.
weren't, we not prepared for that down here. It was cool for that first day because to be honest with you, I think they only said it was supposed to only last for Monday. You know what I mean? And then here
Hmm.
we are, Friday, still dealing with it. So it's
Okay.
like, man, what's really going on? And like
Right. We got hit with another one.
that cold element, that was the knockout blow for sure.
How about you? How was it on your end?
Um, we were straight for the most part. We had power outages only for a couple of hours, bro,
Mm.
and I was blessed and fortunate that it only lasted that long because we have our daughter here, 1-year-old child, but luckily when the power outages did happen, it happened early in the morning during the daytime, so we was able to have sunshine and uh it cut back on later on in the day, but we have a gas stove and we
Mm.
have a gas chimney, so we were able to use that to kind of stay warm,
Yeah.
at least in one room for sure. And just was trying to stay calm and keep our cool because it was fairly early in the day, but in my mind I just kind of was worried about when the sun went down, like how cold was it gonna get because I checking around on family members and stuff like that. You know, loss of power. Some people had loss of power. Some people had loss of water. I didn't really run into too many people who lost both water and power.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, you either had one or the other, or you know what I'm saying. But we was fortunate over here, just to what I mean, be able to get through that. We did have to go through the boil water ordinance at a certain
Mm-hmm.
point, but I think it was only because the water pressure was low and they were trying to fix it. But still, you know what I mean? Me as an adult man and my wife being an adult woman, we could manage. It was more so just a concern of our, 1-year-old daughter, making sure that she was straight and we had enough excuse me, supplies and things and such in order to keep her safe because She was just walking around the house like it was a regular day. It's a regular day without TV,
Yeah.
but it was okay. You know what I mean? I'm glad we got through it. I'm glad it's over with. You know, I'm glad that the cities are kind of getting back to normal, whatever. Like you say, you still have people out there dealing with no water and busted pipes, and a lot of people had house damage, uh,
Oh,
roofs collapsing, and pipes bursting in the homes and flooding in the homes, and it's an unfortunate situation, but at the same time, for the people who made it through alive, it's still a blessing because it was a lot of people doing some tactics that they shouldn't have been doing just to stay warm. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
bringing grills inside the house or staying inside the garage with your garage door closed with your car,
Mhm.
just trying to stay warm. Granted, like it was a frantic like type situation, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you just gotta think, or you know what I mean. Calm down first, relax, collect your thoughts, then execute a plan because we're not used to that cold down here. So people just was doing drastic things, and people were losing their lives, and you hate that that happens, but it's kind of like uh why weren't officials or the city or whatever better prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, I know we don't get cold weather like that a lot, but like, you kind of got to prepare for anything and everything because the power outages and the water loss thing, man, that's something that the city can control in a sense. If like no major pipe bursted or whatever, but I don't know. It kind of was a eye opening situation to kind of just be prepared for anything and everything.
Right. And I mean, like you said, that's just one of the things that they need to prepare for. And now that we've gone through it, hopefully they know to prepare that, be prepared for that if it were to happen again. Because
Right.
here in Houston, we don't get snow. And
No.
if we do, it's not, if it touches the ground, it's dissolved already.
Right.
So
Get
this
them
was
flurries.
really just right, so it's, climate change is real, whether
Yeah.
you believe it or not. But it's just one of those things that, unfortunately we weren't prepared for, but hopefully in the future, we're able to they're able to get that situated and they're prepared for that and not really have those rolling blackouts, but just prepare the equipment and like have enough. I'm sure you have enough power. If anything, I know a lot of people were talking about the deregulation and all that, but I don't really think it's about the deregulation. It's just about protecting the equipment and being able to get that power out to everybody for them to be able to use it.
Right, because I was kind of confused and like, how do you run out of power? How do you run out of energy? But I'm guessing
Yeah,
it's more so about the machinery and the equipment that they were using. Like, if
yeah.
that freezes over, then that's where you have your problem or your issue. I didn't think that it was some mechanical stuff with it. I'm thinking they just shutting out the power because they were running out of energy, but not that
Right.
it was some malfunction with some stuff.
Well, okay, well, I guess not really to get all the way into it because I don't know all the facts, and I'll just say that right now. But I know there were. I mean, we have pretty much like however they distribute I guess through like the coals, they heat that up and get that going. But then they also have the windmills that helps power it too. So we have those two sources, so it should be able to pretty much power the whole state, and everybody should be okay. Like I get it as far as like rolling it, but it should have been we just should have never gone through that. That should have been taken care of.
Is that what those big old windmills that I think it's a place in California where they always show like these big white windmills that spin kind of slow. Is that what that is? Is that
I've seen those, but I'm not too sure. I think they are because I have seen pictures of some. I think AOC posted one recently. Oh, it was in Alaska because
Mm.
they were saying no, it's not because of the weather because these are the windmills in Alaska and they're still working properly. you know,
Yeah.
so it's just something that we should have never gone through. We lost too many lives because of like negligence, pretty much. But hopefully it's just a lesson learned, you
Yeah,
know.
I definitely didn't want to jump into being a conspiracy theorist behind it, but definitely with all that going on, it had me, thinking about a lot of stuff and had me just wanting to implement some type of plan, you know what I mean? Whether you, however you want to call it, or being like a disaster plan or whatever, or just being better prepared for it. Cause, you know, I'm one of those people who kind of looked at people that hoard stuff like, man, why is you doing all that? But in situations like that, people that hoard extra water, paper towels, toilet paper, and things like that, they look like geniuses in those type of situations. Granted, I'm not trying to have my entire garage with just cases of water and you know what I mean, or like how people was doing in the beginning of the pandemic with stacking up on hand sanitizer and Lysol, but just having that little bit of extra for the house. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It seemed like that needs to be in everyone's household because I kind of took this Arctic thing when they were announcing it as a joke, like, man, that stuff gonna pass by. You know what I mean? It's gonna get cold, but things are not gonna stick, and it's just gonna be for one day. You know what I mean? Kind of had this, same approach that some people have with hurricanes. Oh, it's not gonna be that bad. I mean, granted, like when we shop or we grocery shop, we buy extra stuff, but still, like if that would have rolled into another week, whew, it probably would have been, you know what I mean, trying to start getting down low on things. You know what I'm saying? Just because when you're in the house all day with nothing to do, you can't go to work or things of that such. What you gonna do? Eat. You can't watch TV. What you gonna do? Eat and just, you know what I mean, get into stuff and just try to stay busy. You know what I mean? Especially like now, like how everything that everyone does is uh technology or electronically based, you know what I mean? And then the cell phone wasn't really working all that great. The cell phone networks weren't working good. So it just was like, man, those are just an eye-opening experience just to be prepared for everything or anything, I should say.
Right, that's true. And you know what? Funny enough, listen, I gotta give it to my mom. I feel like my mom told me like mid 2019, she said, listen, something's coming, something's coming.
Yeah,
And she said, you better be prepared. Get you some water, have that in your house. Get you some canned goods, have that in your house. And you talking about hoarders, that was my mom's place. You
yeah,
know, she has water, like she has water. I'll say that she has a lot of water, canned goods. She was prepared.
yeah,
Like I think I called her I think that Thursday before, and I was like, "Hey, do you have?" Maybe like that Wednesday or so. I said, "You hear what's coming? Are you ready?" She was like, "I've been ready. I told you about this." And I was like, "Okay." And like me, I wasn't even taking it serious either. So I didn't go shopping for my groceries until that Saturday. I
yeah,
was like, "You know what? This looks serious. We getting ready to shut down work. It's about to be serious."
yeah.
So I went and I bought, a few things that I figured I knew it would be able to hold me out until that time. But yeah, she's been telling me about this and just to be ready. I mean, you have to be prepared. You
Yeah,
never really think that it'll come through and hit you like it did, but you know, I can honestly just say I'm grateful, I'm blessed. Power is back on, water is good. Unfortunately, it's not that way for others, but
right.
yeah, you can
I
only
kind of I kind of had survivor's remorse a little bit throughout the week, calling around and checking on folks and like they saying they still without this and they without that. And I'm like, well, I ain't gonna, tell them I still got my stuff because it's just, you kind of just felt bad, you know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, you know what I mean? And of course, extending that invitation for family to come over if need be, but you always got to think about
hmm
we can't drive in this type of weather because you're not used to it. You know what I'm saying? So it just was like, damn, kind of put you in like a bad feeling. You know what I mean? Like,
I
damn,
know.
I got this going. Everything good over here, but it's just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? But now we know. Now we can be better prepared, be better prepared, and handle up and always just plan for. I don't want to say plan for the worst, but just have some type of plan.
Right, right. Just be prepared. I mean, hey, I saw you and your dogs were out there playing in that snow. How'd they feel about it? How were they?
definitely got to implement them in your plan if you're gonna be if you're gonna have any animals, especially if your animals live outside. But we eventually had to bring them inside
Mhm.
and also bring them inside the garage because I wasn't prepared with for them per se. Uh,
Mm.
bringing them in the house, we would like to have them, clean and groomed and all that, and I wasn't prepared for that. They didn't get baths or anything like that, and I try to stay away from bathing them in the cold weather. If I can't get to the groomer in our colder months, then they kind of just get wipe offs or whatever. But wasn't prepared. So mostly they were in the garage throughout the whole week, and then, well, at least at nighttime. And during the daytime, if it's not too cold or whatever, I let them, go play in the yard or play around in the snow, do what they need to do. But it was kind of rough, just having all those soon to be grown up dogs in one little area, well, I don't want to say little area, but one under one roof, not separated because I didn't have anything to separate them in the garage. So of course, the cleaning up after everything was over. Of course, the cleaning up was a lot, but they were all right. They kind of messed up a lot of stuff in the well, I don't say a lot of stuff, but they did some negligence things to some stuff in the garage, but all replaceable. Not too bad. I was actually surprised that they were, as well behaved as there were. But it was a bit of a struggle, man, because for whatever reason, man, they thought their garage was a butchering house or something like that. I was like, man, it's okay,
Oh,
just go ahead.
wow.
Like I had heaters and stuff in there for them, but it just was like they saw the door, I guess because they couldn't see on the other side, what was on the other side, but they were kind of afraid. But I don't know if that was because they kind of knew what was going on with the weather and they just didn't know how to be prepared. Because dogs sense things way ahead of time before we do. But I damn near had to like pull them in the garage just to get them out
Oh,
the cold. And I'm like, man, you don't feel it cold out here? So I don't know. But eventually they got a little bit more comfortable with it. Some got a little bit too comfortable with it, and like I said, messed up some things, but they made it through, and I'm glad they have that under their belt. They was able to toughen it out a little bit and play around and see some snow, like some of their ancestors in Europe.
yeah. Man. I mean, how were they reacting in it? What all were they doing? Were they having a good time or were they just
It kind of seemed like
oh,
this was normal, like on that Monday morning, waking up and letting them out the garage and going in the yard, they kind of initially hesitated and was like, you know, what the hell is this? You know what I mean?
mm,
But of course, they just was going about their business and just running around and playing in the snow, basically. Yeah, I didn't really see anything too different with their reaction. I would check on them see if they shivering or not, but
mhm,
they just having themselves a good old time.
they were good?
Of course, when the ice started melting, and we actually had sun amongst all the coldness. I would look at them in the backyard, and they'll be laying in the middle of the yard, and like almost like they were sunbathing a little bit.
Check them out.
Check them out, but I was like, are they only doing that to stay warm or what? But
Yeah.
they have their respected little areas in the yard, and they'll just lay out and just sunbathe and just chill all day.
Hmm.
Of course, eating more just to stay warm. But I wonder if I didn't bring them inside, not on no animal cruelty stuff, but just to see how would they survive or how would they do, because and it doesn't it snow a lot in Germany and in other countries in Europe, doesn't it snow a lot?
It does.
So it's just like, is that in their instinct to survive something like that? Or is it because since they're from the South or United States and come from maybe warmer climates that their they're kind of like us in that sense of the cold weather. And like, man, I ain't used to this. You know what I mean? That's my ancestors. They live in that all day, so they know how to be better prepared for that. Or you know what I mean? Is that something that they can adjust and adapt to? Of course, I wouldn't want to uh use that as an experiment or a learning moment because let's just say they can't survive that and I put them in jeopardy and they didn't froze to death. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I wonder though. You know what I mean?
And I mean, I guess, I saw there was a Twitter post somebody posted, um if you have huskies, this is their time to shine.
Mm,
Because this is their climate. This is really what they're, I guess, like bred for, right? So they let them out there, and they were out there having a good time. Now, leaving them out there for long periods of time, I couldn't answer that. That
right.
would have to be something you would really have to tell me. But I mean, you would think because it's in your ancestry that it should be able to just come natural, to you at that point. But I don't know, taking that risk, like you said, not on no animal cruelty stuff, not even trying that out. But
Well,
you
because
would think.
I know their coats probably not as thick as a husky per se, but they have some nice thick coats. You know what I mean? If they're
Yeah.
healthy or whatever. But it's tough to say. You know what I mean? I mean that probably would have to have some research in itself and probably some type of field experiment. But I don't know. You know what I mean? Because I've heard instances where, all right, let's use a dog show for an example.
Hmm.
Let's say here in Houston, Space City decided to host a dog show in the middle of our summer months, June, July, August, or whatever. And, people coming from all over the country or the world. Uh, my dogs or people who live here in South Texas or in the Houston area, dogs, they're a little bit more adjusted or they have adapted to the warmer climates versus someone coming from up north or the Midwest where it doesn't get as hot or humid. Uh, it's been instances where dogs come from those areas down here in the South, and they panting real hard or suffering through a heat stroke or whatever just because it's hot or it's too humid. But the dogs who this is their home, they have that advantage and they're able to be able to withstand the humidity and the heat. They looking around like, what's wrong with them? So I don't know. It could be the same way with the cold weather though. Let's just say we were up north somewhere, or like let's just see Buffalo, New York, or something like that, or close to Canada, and we had a dog show in the middle of the winter months with the dogs from you know from the south. Where would they be able to adapt to that? I mean, it's a cool thing to think about, but at the same time, who's willing to take that risk with
Right.
with their
I mean,
animal?
if anything, if one of our listeners can hit us up and like help us figure this out here, that would be great.
Yeah,
Just
especially if
let
you
us
have
know.
listeners up north or somewhere where it gets cold a lot more often. How do your dogs adjust in the cold weather if you have an outside dog, or even if your dog is an inside dog, you still have to take them outside to use the bathroom. So, what are some of the tactics that y'all might use, or things that you can implement, or another listener here can implement, or even myself, just in case we get another Arctic blast. How could we be better prepared for uh, cold weather?
Hmm.
And then we turn around and get right back to y'all, let y'all know when it's hot what to do. I know people on the east and the north probably was laughing at us down here because we was losing our minds. But I tell them all the time, come to Texas in June, July, August, and you see, let's go see who gonna be laughing then.
Right. I was looking at some of these posts. They were kind of clowning, but then they were like serious, of course. And they
Yeah,
were like, well, us Northerners, let's help out these Southerners as far as like how to stay warm in their homes. And, people were being helpful. But, a lot of people were dragging Texans because of, who our governor is and what color our state is and all that great stuff. But, everybody isn't part of that, you guys. Everybody isn't part of that.
Yeah, it's always somebody versus somebody. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes. But I was thinking, you know what I mean? Just put some clothes on your dog. Why not? That way
Uh,
they can warm. That way they can warm up.
you go and let them be cute at the same time. My
I
dog
mean, hey, might as
has
well.
on a turtleneck.
Yes, you know, hook them up with a little turtleneck, put some shoes on their toes.
Man, get out of here with that, man.
Watch that be one of the responses.
Right. Put some Tims on your dog feet or something.
Ah, not the Tims.
Hey, they boots.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know. I guess that's how it would be. I know a lot of people do that just to keep that warmth on their dogs, but I don't know. You know, that's something we'll just have to see.
But I will say though, have your furry family members a part of your plan too. Whether that be, having extra food, bags of food or whatever they might eat. And if you have multiple dogs, excuse me, and like if you're in my situation, whatever, and your dogs spend most of the time outside, have some extra crates, you know what I mean, for however many dogs you might have. And of course, for the right size of your dog, have that, in your garage or in your shed, just in case purposes, that extra insurance. I mean, because you don't want to get caught in the chaos and trying to, go get these things at the last minute, and you're kind of stuck. You know what I mean? Because I went to go get some puppy pads for, the puppy, and that was slim pickings. So it's just like, just have all this stuff together ahead of time. You know what I mean? Just be prepared for anything. Or, what I mean? Just have it's okay to have a little bit extra, as long as you're not taking everything off the shelf. But I definitely say the food, have extra food for sure. And some extra shelter. You know what I mean? With those two things, they should be able to survive. And of course, with your love and whatever. Oh, heaters, you know what I mean? Space heaters or whatever. And because I was able to keep the garage heated. But I think just the food, the shelter, and just some type of comfort. You know what I mean? I think that would be okay for your dogs to be able to make it through any situation.
So you'll say have some crates for them, have some extra food, puppy pads.
Blankets, if you're not having your dogs inside of a crate or whatever, or even if so, have something to keep them warm if it's cold outside.
Mhm.
Extra water, even, keep some extra water for your dogs, because with the boil water ordinance, it wasn't safe for the dogs to drink that either. I just remembered that. So, keep some extra water for them so they can stay hydrated, because they can get sick from drinking, you know, uh, tempered or bad tap water.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, or even if you gotta like clean them off real quick, or something happened to where you can't use your water, just have backup supplies, first aid kits, all that stuff,
Oh yeah, I mean, this was definitely last week was definitely a lesson learned.
and maybe even some entertainment for them, some extra toys or whatever, just to keep their minds off of what's going on. Because I mean, they can sense when something is wrong, and if you're stressing, they stress.
I was just gonna say, what type of entertainment would you provide for them?
Just extra chew toys or extra bones or whatever, something like that, or whatever your dog might be into. If you have enough space to, play fetch with your dogs, or I don't know, something to keep them entertained. I've seen instances where people have puzzles for their dogs.
You know what I want to ask you?
What's
How
up?
do you do like do you do any type of exercises with your dogs for them to get like a workout in?
Right now it's just simply walking and throwing a ball around, and playing fetch with them, and having them bringing it back to me.
Mm.
Um, I would hold on, let me turn this fan off.
Them allergies getting to you?
It's that fan.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to look into investing in one of those treadmills for the dogs. They have treadmills that you can put your dog on, and kind of implementing that and letting them get comfortable with that. So like I'll be able to do double the workout, like uh have a few dogs working out on the treadmill and somebody watching them, and then working out the other dogs in the field or something like that, and then switch it up. Whoever was in the field go to the treadmill, whoever was on the treadmill come to the field, and
Mm.
just do stuff like that. um I wouldn't mind having a little makeshift obstacle course for them to run through, and what I mean, just make it fun. What I mean, I heard someone say, as long as you make it fun for your dogs, they will they'll enjoy it. And as long as they're enjoying it, I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Right. I'm sure they would appreciate that too. Just
Especially with the Rottweilers, because they like to work, they aim to please, and
mm,
they like activity. So like anything that stimulate their minds and kind of have them active, they're looking to do anything like that.
yeah, I was wondering, what all kind of activities they can get into besides just, the normal walks and just throwing the ball and maybe like an obstacle course too. But I didn't know if you had ran them through an obstacle course yet.
No, I don't have anything yet. I mean, I would like to get that set up on the property. Have different things, and even maybe even get them their own pool.
Okay.
Yeah, get one of those above the grounds and have it all nice and let them go have at it, especially in the summertime.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll enjoy that.
They say all dogs know how to swim naturally, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
It's been pretty cool though, man. We've been getting some feedback from some of our listeners. I had a few people, reach out and hit me up on the phone, and I had some conversations with some listeners, man. And that that's always great and good to hear or see that people are chiming in and checking us out, man. That's encouraging. We getting out there, and y'all continue to reach out to me. Just if you just want to call and say hey, or just say what's up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
Mhm.
if you got some questions or anything, we always here to answer, or just just have some type of dialogue with y'all. But
What's that email, Corey?
our email is Space City Rottweilers. That's SPACECITYROTTWEILERS 18 at gmail.com. Or you,
Yeah. Thanks for listening, you guys. Y'all continue to hit us up.
yeah, man, or hit that line 281-299-8998, or get at us on all of our social media platforms. Do us a big favor, hit that like, that subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, and if you're checking us out on any of the podcasting listening platforms, hit that subscribe button as well. And yeah, I continue to just follow us. We got some good stuff coming up, man, and I hope y'all ready, because we finna this ship is finna take off, man, and things are finna start being manifested, and I can't wait.
Yes. Just let them watch. Just let them be part of the ride.
Yeah, no. See, Jojo, if you would have had you, a furry family member over there, y'all could have kept each other warm over there, bro.
Ah! That is true.
Yeah.
I won't disagree. I won't disagree. I know I definitely would have appreciated that, but then I would have been like a little scared too, trying to make sure that my furry partner would have been warm. You know.
Well, I mean, with all the mink coats you would have for your dog, I mean, I'm pretty sure they would have been all right.
Mink coats.
Yeah, you gonna have your dog in the finest of materials, fine linen over there. Your dog sleeping on silk and all that stuff.
Stop. Yeah. I mean, hey, that time will come. You know, that time will come, and I'll be able to have me a little furry partner up in here.
Yeah, and you want to be able to, you'll be able to get through those bad times, not by yourself, or you know what I mean. You'll have somebody else there with you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Yeah.
always good to
My
have.
quick go-to is just to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, well, go to sleep. Let me just get this part over with real quick. You know, next day. But yeah, I mean, we learned some lessons. So,
I just hope everybody's out there staying safe, and we'll get through this too. Just another layer of the cake that we gotta eat.
absolutely.
But,
Yes, everybody,
but we're gonna get full.
please stay safe.
I appreciate y'all for checking us out.
All right, you guys. Till next time.